Scientists to restart what? CERN. Colliders. The hunt for dark matter. So scientists, folks, are hunting something. Esau, the cunning hunter. Now we're going to find out what dark matter they're out in space attempting to hunt. I wonder who or what is that dark matter? Could it be the same dark matter they're targeting here on Earth? Huh? Scientists to restart the CERN colliders for dark matter as of April 20th, brothers and sisters, while they're blocking out the sky. There's a lot of stuff going on out there. Look at this, fair use. What are they doing?
Yeah, after 3 years of long shutdown, we are all very, very keen on getting the accelerator running again. Of course, this comes with a certain sense of tension, nervousness. Is everything going well? And will it all work as we expect? There are always risks when you warm up and cool down a machine from room temperature down to minus 270 degrees, because materials shrink, etc., etc. Did all this go right? And this will only know in the end if the beam goes around. So that's a very, very exciting moment.
Look at this, folks. What are they doing? What are they doing? What are they preparing for,
If you
folks?
look to the sky in the evening, you see this 5% of what's out there, and the other 95% you don't see. And this is for us what we call the black matter. And we hope to be able to discover hints of the existence and how to look for it, also with the LHC.
The CERN Control Center, folks, in a nutshell. When we reported on this in 2011, it was found that the CERN was a part, the missing part that they found for the original Tower of Babel, ancient technology, which is now on grid. But they're distracting us, right? Let's see what's going on. They're distracting us with everything on what we're seeing here on Earth. They're concealing the stars while working to go out into them. More fair use. Science. Satanist.
The James Webb Space Telescope, a $10 billion observatory that successfully launched into space on Christmas.
$10 billion, folks. $10 billion for nothing? Why are governments coming together and putting so many finances behind what? The heavens. And folks, they launched this on Christmas. See? Nimrod's birthday. Tower of Babel.
The James Webb Space Telescope, a $10 billion observatory that successfully launched into space on Christmas Day last year. Ever since it launched, the world has been waiting to see its first images. Images that, according to NASA, will deliver us a new view of the cosmos. Although we still have to wait a few months until we start to see these unprecedented views, recent Recently, NASA released Webb's first in-focus image of a single bright star, captured as part of a mirror alignment process.
A bright star.
But in the background of this image, if you look carefully, you will see something even more interesting. A taster, if you like, of what this extraordinary telescope is capable of.
Now, what do they need a telescope out in space for, folks? Ha 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 ha. There's some black matter coming, folks.
While some of the largest ground-based telescopes on Earth use segmented primary mirrors, Webb is the first telescope in space to use this design. The 21-foot or 6.5-meter gold-covered mirror was far too big to fit inside of a rocket fairing, however, and so it had to be folded up for launch. After Webb successfully made it into space, the 18 hexagonal beryllium mirror segments that make up the primary mirror then unfolded. But for the telescope to work properly, all of these segments have to be aligned with extraordinary precision. Aligning each segment into one smooth reflecting surface was one of the most important tasks the Webb control team had to tackle since the telescope launched. According to NASA's recent news conference, however, the primary mirror is now fully aligned within a fraction of the width of a human hair and performing even better than expected. Although many other alignment steps and tests need completing before Webb ultimately delivers the new view of the cosmos, this fully focused image is the highest resolution infrared image ever taken from space, providing us with a tiny glimpse of how powerful Webb is. The star at the center is called 2MASS J17554042 plus 6551277, and although it is the brightest thing in the image, emanating streams of light across the universe, it is nothing particularly special. It is just a generic, anonymous star with the right level of brightness used to make sure that the mirror alignment is precise enough.
Oh, could this be an artificial morning star? Could this be an earthy creation to mimic the morning star? See, I'm going to show you how this all ties together, folks. They're outright introducing Lucifer as the god of this world who can shine out in space so that all the earth can see as a god, to be revered as a god. Now, when you put this together with the CERN, something happens. You have the telescope looking out there. They already discovered the portals in 2012 all around the earth. I went into that in the academy. And on top of that now, the morning star, not only is a telescope so that the earth can see that what the world powers under Satan has accomplished to some level what Lucifer promised. That's right. To one day be like a god, to be seen as a star in heaven. I'm going to show you all this, folks.
A test star, if you like.
A what?
It's what it...
A what? A what?
The mirror alignment is precise enough. A test star, if you like.
A test star, if you like. Man, when I seen this video just came out a month ago, folks. I was like, whoa. They're bold with this. And the scientists of the earth believe that they're going to accomplish Satan's mission to go out into the stratosphere, into the cosmos, to fight against God. They're looking to take the battle outside of earth into heaven, folks. Everything I'm mentioning right now was prophesied while they have you distracted down here with a cold, looking at each other, bumping into each other, confused out of our minds to how close we are to what? Christ is coming.
It's what is surrounding the star that is interesting, the spray of tiny dots scattered across the background. Because these specks are distant galaxies billions of light years away that have never been observed before. These mysterious distant galaxies make this crystal clear image a so-called deep field image, which is an image that has captured the most distant objects in the universe. The Hubble Space Telescope requires days, sometimes weeks, to obtain some of its most famous deep fields, such as this one, whereas Webb will be able to accomplish the same results in just hours. The James Webb Space Telescope is designed to be 100 times more sensitive than Hubble, but the two observatories do not image in the same wavelengths. Hubble is an expert in mainly visible and ultraviolet radiation, while Webb operates in the realms of infrared. It's important to remember, however, that this is only a test image. The glorious vistas, such as those captured by Hubble over the last 30 years or so, will come later, once the observatory is fully operational. But even though it is a test, it does represent the beginning of what we will soon be observing. The James Webb Space Telescope will allow us to peer back in time and capture the first galaxies that formed only a few 100 million.
Do you see what they're trying to do? This is a perfect segue into the creation of the universe, folks, and the portals of God that we're going to be going into. I'm going to tell you this right now. That's right, folks. They're looking to warp space and time with their machines to be able to go back in time. Listen.
But even though it is a test, it does represent the beginning of what we will soon be observing. The James Webb Space Telescope will allow us to peer back in time and capture the first galaxies that formed only a few 100 million years after the Big Bang.
Now let me go back to that ladder, that arrow, the arrow there.
100 million years after the Big Bang.
Let's go back to that arrow. Hey, folks, you see where it says the Big Bang at? The Big Bang is whom the world deems to be God. That's the Big Bang. The Big Bang is when there was a war in the beginning that led to spirits being moved, beings being moved from the sides of the north into this realm. That's right. Dark and void, according to Revelation. According to Genesis, the first chapter, where it was talking about the void and the darkness. The Big Bang is code for God because what? Every action, there's a reaction. You cannot have a Big Bang without someone creating it or something creating it. They're talking about getting back to God.
The first galaxies that formed only a few 100 million years after the Big Bang.
Hold up, I gotta go right into this. I'm going right into it. Let me move this out of the way here. They're setting their nest amongst the stars. They have the whole earth distracted, under sin. And it's to a point where what? There's no resistance on earth against anything they assume at this point. They're in bold. Let me tell you, the scientists are emboldened in their initiatives now. There's no resistance on earth because there's not too many people out there who actually believe the record anymore, the Bible. But does the Bible gives us the understanding of the so-called science you and I today on this Sabbath just viewed? Folks, we as a church been keeping our eyes on this for a long time. You can't be talking about the Most High and Christ and the coming of Christ and not understand how things will unfold on earth and the prophecies of what the world powers would be doing on earth that would lead to what? The battle of Armageddon. I'm going into it right now, folks. Here it is. Setting their nest amongst the stars, and they're doing this right up under our noses. I don't know. You talk to your family members and all that. They, on one level, they just talking about Biden, this, that, and the other, Trump, what's going on with the Ukraine. And guess what? The world powers are laughing at all of the people. They're laughing at you. They're handling their business. Their business is to serve their God and to do what? Set their nest amongst the stars, knowing that time has run out. Time has run out. And we're operating as if it hasn't. Okay? And they're putting all of their life source and spirit behind their God's initiative. But where are we placing our spirit? In our energy. Is our energy going on the right side of justice in preparation for Christ's coming? Because I'll tell you, these scientists, I'm going to tell you, if we were more fervent and zealous as scientists, as the scientists are in accomplishing their mission, we'll be saved already. They're putting their resources, their own lives, their spirit, everything in accomplishing this mission to set their nest among the stars. Let's go, Elder Lawya. Let's go straight to, real quick, Lucifer, the morning star.
Isaiah 14, verse 12.
Come on.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer,
How did you fall, O Lucifer?
son of the morning?
Son of the morning star. Read.
How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
How did you get cut down to the ground? Who did what?
Weaken the nations.
Satan's mission is to weaken the nations, folks. To weaken us. And not just Israel. All races of people. It's his power to make them weak so that they could do what? Fall into what? A servitude mode. And look at this weakling who was hurled to this earth as a god. To put up mankind in a compromised, weak position when man was made and emboldened by God on earth to one day judge him. Read.
13. For thou hast said in thine heart,
Listen to this.
I will ascend into heaven.
I will do what?
I will ascend into heaven.
I will ascend into heaven. No one understood how this could go down. No one understood the science that would be behind this particular prophecy. The materials in earth that would need to be used with people born in the earth, severed from other people to help him accomplish this. Literally. This is not metaphorical. This is literal. Read that last piece again, Elder Lawya.
I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
The congregation in the sides of the north are who? Are what? The heavenly hosts. The heavenly hosts. And this is why when they put this telescope in the sky, NASA and others in the world powers who were waiting for this, said they were able to look into what? Look into the cosmos and see stars that the Hubble telescope could not see within 2 hours. Okay? The congregation of God are angels. I will do what?
Verse 13, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven.
I will ascend into heaven. That's over the firmament. Read.
I will exalt my throne above the stars of God.
Come on.
I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
Read.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds.
I will be above the clouds in earth. The clouds are before the firmament, which is the what? The circumference or the sphere around earth, the firmament. Okay? Which separates what? The life in earth from the life outside of it. He said he would go above the clouds. Read.
I will be like the Most High.
I will be like the Most High. I will be like the Most High. Now, we all know how this ends. Even the fallen God the world powers worship understands what will come of this satanic plan. And we're going to talk about that today. We're going to keep it there real quick. Why are they going out there, folks? Why? Why are they out in space? Elder Lawya, let's go to Jeremiah 31 and 31 real quick. Why are you out there? Get the precept, Jeremiah 31 and 31.
Jeremiah 31, verse 31.
Come on.
Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
What do Israelites have to do with this? Now, there was an old covenant under Moses, right? But it tells us in the prophecies, the prophets, that he would make a new agreement with those same people. Listen.
32. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt.
I'm going to make a new agreement with the Israelites. And see, the powers that be, the scientists, understands this. Folks, listen to me clearly, folks. This is all about a battle for power. Who will rule this realm? The same realm Esau currently rules. You notice how they said, he showed how they need to put this technology out in space so that they can look back in time and get back to the original spirit that created everything, that caused the Big Bang. They feel that they have the technology through CERN and other technology to get right back to the beginning, to circumvent time, to do what? To change what happened in the beginning, folks. To change what happened. This is how insane this sounds. They have the technology and they believe they can accomplish this. That they can get, because the Most High is the great I am that I am. Time, he's out of time and space. He created that. So they need to get to the point of him in the beginning and try to manipulate time to get to him, to reverse time. The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that he used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited.